MyNintendo is Nintendo's current loyalty program for fans that came about in 2016 to replace the previous Club Nintendo. I never personally got into Club Nintendo, but from what I've heard, it was better than this new MyNintendo thing. After a quick Google search, I found that Club Nintendo offered literal games as rewards back in the day. Meanwhile, some of the greatest things I've seen offered by MyNintendo are pens. Like a wise man once said, it's evolving just backwards. Unlike Club Nintendo, I've actually made a few purchases off of MyNintendo over the past few years, and by a few, I mean 3. Anyways, I want to discuss those purchases today because all 3 of them were kind of weird, to say the least, each in their own way. So in case you don't know how this works, you can get points for doing various things with a Nintendo account. They're called Platinum Points. And with those, you can go to the MyNintendo Rewards Store and get free merchandise using the points you've racked up. When I made my first order from this program, which was back in 2020 or 2021, I think, I was surprised to see it wasn't actually free. I should have known, and I shouldn't have been surprised. You still have to pay tax and shipping, so you end up paying $5+ for everything anyway. I'm not sure if the same went for Club Nintendo, if it seemed free at first but ended up making you pay for shipping and all that, but who knows? I don't. I guess I understand having to pay for shipping. It just kind of annoyed me the first time because I actually thought I'd be getting away with free stuff. Anyway, after placing my first order, I'm pretty sure it took almost 3 months to arrive. So by the time it came, I literally forgot I ever ordered it. One day I just found this package in the mailbox and I remembered that I actually got something from MyNintendo, so I assumed it might have finally been it. And it was, and the only reason I knew right away was because the box was literally crushed, and the sides were bent so far outwards that I could see inside the box and almost reach in to pull the item out without even opening it. I don't know what horrors went down on that package's journey, or if the box being smashed had anything to do with it arriving aeons late, but I'm just surprised the thing inside didn't fall out of the openings in the package. I didn't buy another item from MyNintendo for a few months after this because most of the rewards suck, and I really don't know how else to word it. Most of them aren't even physical, it's just like a printable poster or greeting card that you could easily just screenshot and print out instead without wasting points, and there's also wallpapers for devices that you could also just screenshot for free. Most of the actual physical things you can get are just boring. Definitely not an entire video game like the predecessor apparently offered. We're talking garbage like keychains and stickers here. Anyway, for some reason I really don't remember what happened with the second order I placed for MyNintendo. I just remember being annoyed about having to pay for shipping again, and it also took a pretty long time to arrive. But the scariest experience I've had with this program is the most recent order I've placed. My third order. I did this a few months ago because I actually found something somewhat interesting being offered for once, so I decided to get it. That same day I also placed orders from Amazon and eBay as well, and unsurprisingly, the MyNintendo order arrived to my house last. The reason I said this was scary, though, has to do with the packaging again. It wasn't a smashed cardboard box like the first order, it was much worse. I wish I took pictures of this, but I didn't for some reason. Anyway, it was one of those paper mailer things, but it was a weird brown color instead of that typical orange. I was immediately worried about opening it, just thinking about all the other problems I'd had with MyNintendo so far, but I opened it anyway. And I kid you not, when I ripped the mailer open, a cloud of dust and unidentifiable substance exploded into my face. I thought for a second that I was the next victim of an anthrax attack, but I lived, so probably not. After the initial shock and horror died out, I looked into the package to see it was filled with this disgusting material that looked like ashes, shredded newspaper, and insulation mixed into one. But luckily, after reaching into that toxic abyss, I managed to pull out the item I ordered, and after throwing away the mailer and cleaning up the remnants of whatever biochemical attack I just survived, I decided I didn't want to buy from MyNintendo again for a while. And here I am now, making this video. Also, I'm pretty sure the mailer was just like insulated or something, or the stuff inside was just a weird form of padding, and I think I was supposed to open it from the top instead of ripping it open like I did to avoid all that stuff blowing into my face, but I still felt like exaggerating it anyway because it was really weird and worth the exaggeration. Anyway, with all that said, I actually want to show off the 3 things I've ordered from MyNintendo because I haven't actually said what they were yet. So aside from the fact that it wouldn't make much sense to just not show what I got from MyNintendo, the 3 things I ordered, the real reason I want to show the 3 things I got is because they are the only things I have ever found being offered by MyNintendo that at least I personally have thought were actually worth getting and at least slightly interesting. Literally everything else was just stupid. And real quick, while I was at it, I found Mario 64 for the DS because I just want to show something if I can find it in here. This right here, you can see the original, the Club Nintendo. They even got the 90s render of Mario. Very nice, nostalgic, or not to me because I never used it, but I'm sure it is for someone, and I'm sure, or I know, after what I saw, that Club Nintendo was a lot better, and especially just from my experience with MyNintendo, I'm sure Club Nintendo was better. And that was kind of how it was. You would just get that little booklet in a lot of like Wii and DS games and stuff, and you could get points online. But the things I got, the first thing was this. It's a headphone case with Mario's face on it. Yeah. This is the most interesting stuff you can get off of MyNintendo, unfortunately. And this was the first thing I got, the one that came in that smashed up cardboard box that I could see through the holes in the box. I'm not going to open it because I keep DS cartridges in here and I don't want them flying all over the place, but it's supposed to be a headphone case. I just don't use it for that. Anyway, the second thing I got, which isn't even that interesting, I just wanted it because I like Pokemon and it was Pokemon related. It was this pen set with 4 pens. You know, Pikachu, Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny, the Galar starters. Again, not really anything to scream about. They've done other pen sets, like they have a Scarlet and Violet one up right now, but it's just pens. Who really cares? And then the last thing I got, the thing that came in that bag full of weird poisonous insulation stuff, was this. Probably the coolest thing, or at least for me. I mean, I guess this was also pretty cool, maybe cooler, because I think this is the only time they've done something like this. They've done a lot of other pins, but these are pins. I just really like pins, personally. And it's a pin of the MyNintendo Platinum Point and the Gold Point. Those are the ones you get for buying games, and you could use them to, like, buy more games, even though you only get, like, 1 for buying games. You need to buy, like, 100 to actually, I don't know. And then the Platinum Point is obviously the one you use for buying this stuff, so I just thought that was kind of cool, but still. Pins aren't really that special, they're just pins. Like, again, it's like the 3rd time I'm saying it, but as I found online, Club Nintendo literally gave a whole DS game, and you could only get it there. Why isn't MyNintendo gonna give a special Switch game? They obviously won't, and they never will, because clearly it's devolving, but yeah, that's a shame. And that's my experience with MyNintendo. I don't know if I'll ever get anything else from it, because I don't trust them to actually make anything else that'll be interesting. And also, another reason I got this was because I saw people selling it on eBay for like $30. So if you can just get it for free plus the $5 of shipping, that's better than $30. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.